Three stocks that are down 50% from their recent highs to get your eyes on right now. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I hope you're all having a good day wherever you are. And today, I want to make a video speaking about these three companies. So, they're stocks that, I might not make a full video on too often, but I still want to speak about. And, the fact that they're down 50% is always going to be something to pique people's interest, pique my interest. There's actually a lot more that could make this list as well. So if you do end up enjoying this video, just let me know down in the comment section at the end of it, and I can do another one. Definitely, I have at least 3 to 5 more I would be happy to speak about. But that is what we are going to be doing today, my friends. If you didn't know, this was the worst first half of the market in 50 years due to inflation. And that is part of the reason why I want to speak about this right now. The Federal Reserve Bank has signaled a slower pace of interest hikes, which led to a lot of stocks going up earlier on in the week. But right before we elaborate on that, could I please ask you to hit that like button? It helps me out a lot, my friends. I really do appreciate you. We're keeping up the daily upload streak, and it feels good, baby. And please do subscribe if you're new around here and want more content. We're going to keep it going. You guys keep supporting. I'm going to keep bringing the content. Before we do get into the very first company, I just do want to speak about this briefly now. Again, it is a few days old at this stage, but the Federal Reserve Bank has signaled a slower pace of interest hikes, which is what everybody has been waiting for. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell delivered a highly anticipated speech at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. Wall Street heard exactly what it was hoping to hear, as Powell's comments suggested that the Fed would begin to slow the pace and tenor of interest rate hikes beginning as early as December. It makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. Makes sense. That is the reason they have these hikes in the first place. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting. And I mean, investors were very, very happy to hear this. Of course you would be. This is going to make it easier for businesses to perform really well. It's going to make it easier for stock prices in particular to go up all across the board. Now, with that being said, this kind of news got me looking back into Nvidia a little bit. Now, for the record, I don't own any Nvidia myself, but I've always found them quite interesting. Partly because I'm interested in a lot of things they do. I have a 3090 in my PC. I have other bits and pieces from them in my PC. I really do like them. And this news came out there recently. Nvidia says GeForce RTX 4090 sold out within 2 weeks. Channel inventory stabilizing and will normalize by the first half of 2023. Now, Nvidia is a particularly interesting one as of right now. We're going to go through a few more bits and pieces here, but if I show you quickly, we can see their revenue is down their last quarterly report, okay? Sub 6 billion when, Q3 of 2022 was actually all the way up at 7 billion. You can see operating expenses up as well. So net income down considerably year over year, 72% year over year, which obviously is not a very good thing. We will elaborate on why this is happening as of this moment in time as well. And just for reference, just to make it really clear, revenue is expected to be $6 billion plus or minus 2%. So relatively stagnant going into this last quarter. Now, if you look at their chart, you'll see they're at about $168. They peaked out at about 346. They were down as low as 108, and that was only back in mid-October. So they actually have gone up quite nicely. And what I really like when I look at this chart is that a gap happened here at an area of very long-term support. And that gap was filled, and the same day we went up above it, they bounced off it, and now it's looking like a relatively healthy bit of price action is happening. So I will be watching these guys. If they get close to 150 in particular and can stay above that area of what was support, it would be a good short-term sign, in my opinion, for them to continue onwards. But a little bit more about the challenges they have been facing that you should be aware of if you're going to contemplate an investment here. The company expects that their channel inventory will be back to normal by the end of Q4, and they will resume shipments starting the first half of 2023. So I just told you the expected revenue for this next quarter. It's quite clear to see that we shouldn't expect any insane moves in Nvidia for the next 3 months at the very least. It may well be 6 to 9 months until, things completely regulate and we see a really nice move. But now could be the time to start accumulating shares if you want to. So the CFO had to say, we have been under shipping. We have been under shipping gaming at this time so that we can correct that inventory that is out in the channel. And as we discussed, we plan hopefully by the end of Q4, we will be in a solid position to do that. That means as we move forward, we will start to get back up. We'll get to some point of equilibrium between sell-through and sell-in, And then we will likely get to where we'll be selling in to build a channel for our ADA launch and all of the additional ADA products that we see coming to the market. Essentially, guys, layman's terms just means 6 to 9 months things can get really exciting, or more so 3 to 6 months. They also report that their RTX 4090 and 4080 are still in their early days. And we know from previous reports Nvidia shipped around 160,000 RTX 40 series since the mid of November. So there is still huge demand for these products. And you can see that here. They've pointed out their popularity by including numbers from Steam's hardware survey. And they have the top 15 cards there. All top 15. And if you look at the whole list, there's only a few others sprinkled in there. So they are still clearly extraordinarily popular. Their data center as well, that revenue went up 31% to 3.83 billion. Up 1% from the previous quarter. I mean, that's very, very solid. They also announced a multi-year collaboration with Microsoft to help enterprises train, deploy, and scale AI, including state-of-the-art models through Microsoft Azure. And they announced a multi-year partnership with Oracle to bring Nvidia's fully accelerated computing stack to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. Fantastic altogether. And again, one of the reasons Nvidia is down right now, third quarter gaming revenue was 1.57 billion, down 51% from a year ago. So again, guys, when the inventory issues are fixed and they can get back to selling considerably better, a lot more money to be had there. So that's the first company. And again, guys, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled on them anywhere around that $150 mark. Now, the second one we're going to speak about briefly is actually Amazon. Now, again, Amazon chart right now, you see they're at about $94. Not too long ago, they were up that 188 range. And this is the biggest drop Amazon has seen in an awfully long time. They haven't really had these huge 50%-ish drops for a very, very long time at this stage. I mean, if we go back here, last time they were at these levels, I mean, we're looking years back for Amazon, a company that has grown so much, just recently hit levels that they were at in 2018. Amazon's web service spearheaded and continued to lead the cloud infrastructure market, and it should continue delivering solid sales growth and high margin revenue in conjunction with the growth of the internet at large. Now, if you just take a really quick look at Amazon's balance sheet here, we're looking at the quarterlies. Assets have gone up an awful lot, 40-ish billion in the last year. Liabilities up about 30 billion. They're in a very, very good position still, my friends. Amazon's not going to be struggling anytime soon. You can also see the number of ordinary shares not changing too much, which is a good sign. Shares issued right there. It's fine. Net debt is chilling compared to a year ago again. They've gotten through things quite well. They've handled everything they could with Roni as well as they could. And they're down huge. It definitely is a decent time to be looking to add to positions. The AWS unit's performance won't be completely immune to macroeconomic pressures, but the long-term outlook for the company's cloud infrastructure service remains very promising, and strong segment operating income should help offset high costs and other pressures currently facing the e-commerce business. In addition to inflation-related costs, Amazon's e-commerce business is facing the waning of pandemic-driven demand and tough comparisons to periods when shoppers were avoiding in-person shopping. So obviously they got the boom when everybody was doing all of their shopping online. That's obviously going to have to fall off at some point. These trends have depressed the company's valuation, but the online retail business should get back to posting stronger performance, and the market seems to be underestimating its potential as a long-term earnings generator. And I agree. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They are absolutely huge. They're already positioned as an early leader in robotics as well, and there's a good chance that automation in its warehouse and delivery networks will build to a tipping point where revenue winds up growing significantly faster than operating costs. And yes, we can expect that probably in the next 2 years, quite literally. Strength in the e-commerce space also allowed the company to make an easy jump into digital advertising. They're the third largest player in the ads industry, just behind Alphabet and Meta. And its advertising unit has been growing an impressive clip. I mean, they are smashing it still, my friends. So with Amazon being down 50% from its highs, I definitely think this can be a good long-term buying opportunity. I don't think Amazon is going to stop being a solid stock for a long time to come. Yes, they have crashed to the ground right now, but so did most FANG, so did most commerce. It's not their fault, and they are beaten up. I think a lot of people are going to regret not picking some Amazon up sub $100 in the future. And the last one I want to speak about briefly is Tesla. Now, I did make a full video on these guys not too long ago if you do want to check that one out. But the reason I wanted to include them is because we recently got this news. Tesla CEO Elon Musk kicks off the first semi-truck deliveries. So they had an event to kick off deliveries of the company's Semi, a heavy-duty electric truck, on Thursday. Quite cool. There's definitely a lot of questions to be asked about the semi-truck still. We didn't get all of the information in the world that we would love to have as investors. But hey, what you going to do? Tesla Semi is not the only fully electric Class 8 vehicle on offer at this point. Important to remember. Competitors include Volvo, Daimler, and even Nikola. Okay? Tesla set up lines and started production of the Semi outside of Reno this year at the site where it primarily makes the battery cells, drive units, and battery packs that power its cars. They did not say on Thursday how many Semis they are delivering. You would expect it to be a very low number. To be fair, it is to do with PepsiCo Frito-Lay. I doubt it's going to be, you know, maybe single-digit trucks, but I don't think we're going to see thousands of deliveries. Tesla boasts some high-end features not available elsewhere in regards to their competitors, including a new fast-charging system and a battery with greater range than competitors. The DC fast charging system delivers up to 1 MW and employs a water-based coolant to ensure it's safe in delivering that power. Tesla says that the Semi can travel 500 miles on a single charge while fully loaded. So that is absolutely huge for these vehicles. The new fast charging tech will eventually be installed at Tesla's supercharging stations and used to power up Cybertrucks. The consumer pickup truck Tesla is planning, Musk revealed. The company plans volume production of the Sharp Edge heavy pickup at its new factory in Austin, Texas. So, I mean, obviously a great little piece of news for us Tesla investors. And again, if we look at the quarterly, you know, asset to liabilities, things are looking much better than a year ago for Tesla. So all things considered, nice performance across the board. We look at the chart. Let me get up the other chart, the advanced chart here for us really quickly. You can see that nothing that's a huge surprise to Tesla investors is a huge downward movement from as of late. $415 they hit November 21 from recent highs there at about $300. We are now sitting at 194, and I just think it's a relatively decent spot. I mean, we're at levels we are at again the end of 2020. It's a very interesting spot right now. Me personally, I more than likely will add to my position in the relatively near future. I do definitely think they can come down a little bit lower, especially with all eyes on Elon Musk as of right now, and that being a good and a bad thing at times. But that is the third company, my friends. If you watched this video all the way to the end, you are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. Again, if you would like another video like this to maybe give you guys some ideas to go out there and do your own DD, just let me know in a comment down below. I'm more than happy to do it. It's something I used to do like on the weekends quite often, a video like this, or, you know, 5 or 10 stocks to watch next week. So if you want those kind of videos brought back, just let me know. And if you did enjoy the video, again, please, all I ask is you hit that like button and subscribe for more. That is what helps me out. That's what supports me. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video very soon. Peace.